Hello all, Jeff here with a new video back on Gran Turismo Sport. This time, not daily races, I'm having a crack at the FIA series. So I'm going to go do one race of the Nations Cup and one race of the Manufacturer Series. So the Nations Cup, first race here was Group 3 at Circuit de Catalunya. Now, with the FIA season, so with this one, there'll be 3 races each night per night for the Nations Cup. There I am in P5, and then 3 laps per night for the Manufacturer Series. However, I was going out with some mates later that night, so I decided to do one race in each series just to see what it's like. And as you can see, I did start in P5, and the guy in P4, well, he's just going to go wide, and that's position 4 claim. Nice work from myself. So you got a fair bit of time to qualify for these. You have 10 minutes of qualifying, which is good in a sense. But as we go to lap 6, I decided to go into the pits, and having never raced at Catalunya on GT Sport, I just smashed into the tyre wall, and there's my race completely ruined, and 2 seconds worth of penalty, and those guys are going to wait a long time. So the tyres are out. They're not going to make the same mistake Red Bull did at Monaco in 2016. Anyway, this is later on in the race. For some reason, my capture stopped working. This was the second last lap of the race. I'm in P7. These 2 Lexuses are going at it. The one on the left, he just punts the guy. They're just flying all over the joint. Everyone's punting each other. And the Lexus that was 8th, he's gained a position out of that. So the Lexus in front here, that was the one I passed earlier. But his tyres, as you can see, are going off, and the savage move from the other NSX. He's in the 6th position now, and he's going to pounce on the other Lexus. So he's capitalised on that. He's gained what's now going to be 3 positions within a sector. That's nicely done by him. Anyway, later on, so this the Lexus in front, the monster Lexus, and then the PlayStation Lexus, he's going to get by, and I just shove him off the track. Well, he was going slow, and I didn't cop a penalty, luckily. So, you know, all good. Back in 7th position, but as I said, I was in 5th position. I was in a bit of a panic when the recording stopped. I was trying to restart it. Lost a lot of time as a result, as well as smacking into the pit walls. I just get slidey there, and the GTR is going to get by me, so I'm down to 8th. But as we go into hairpin, and this is GTR, he's got a bit of a problem here. Just gets on the AstroTurf, bit of lag, and I'm back into 7th, and that's where I'd finish. So I thought to myself, I'll do the manufacturer's race, see if I have any better luck. So as you can see, I've signed a contract with Aston Martin. I chose Aston Martin because Aston Martin recently won the Manufacturer Series for the first World Tour of 2019 in Paris. So I thought to myself, I'll go with the Astons. The Manufacturer Series was done with Group 4 and 3, so here I am. How you going, mate? Thanks for having me on board. Oh, no problems, chap. So here we go. So the race here was at Tokyo Expressway South Outer Loop. As you can see, I Hate Your Guts is on pole. Wardo is on 2nd, and I'm pretty sure he was SS rated. The Lexus in 3rd, Legend 2871. In P4, it was the Porsche of, no, he's not the Stig. Well, quite clearly not, because it's not white. 5th, myself in the Aston. Decided to go with a black Aston just to be different. Mitro in 6th position, so just be on the lookout for him. 7th was Radical, and yeah, I'll show you the whole field here. Beans in another Mustang, so it's quite clear to see the Mustang's pretty good here. Harmonic in the Corvette, so pretty distinctive livery there. Dingo, is that Robbie Gray? Who knows? In the WRX. Deblio in a pretty cool livery for the Mazda Atenza or Mazda 6. Another Mazda 6 with Bissell. That's a really cool livery, actually. Then we have Ravana in the Porsche. In position 14, it was Troy Howard 1-1. Well, that would have been ages ago, mate, because you're going to have a lot of work to do if you're going to win here. Scumbag in the SLS. Raz in the Ferrari. The Ferraris don't seem to be that good in Gran Turismo. I don't know why. P17 Azaluros in the Huracan. Yeah, Huracan's pretty good, but obviously not this track. Budsy in P18 in the Citroen. So here we go. Starting in position 5. So I always forget about strategy and tyres, so I always end up on the default tyre compound, which in this race is the medium compound. I didn't really check if anyone was on the softs at the time, but here we go. So you know what, I'm still relatively close. I'm starting to surprise myself by playing more GT Sport. I'm getting used to the tracks. I'm getting used to the physics, and that's a really good thing, because and I like this version of Tokyo Expressway a lot better than the original layout, which I still don't quite get the gist of. Anyway, into the hairpin. I'm braking a fair bit earlier here, and the Huracan, well, Mitro, he's right up behind me now, so I just got to be on the lookout for him. And we go to this fast sweeping section, so we got, you know, left, right. All of these are flat out. Those yellow bars, that's the penalty zone. So normally if you do a daily race and you cop a penalty, you can serve it whenever. So however, here we're going to have a battle between Porsche and the Lexus. The Porsche has punted the Lexus. He's spinning, and the Porsche has just slowed down a fair bit. Maybe so he doesn't cop a penalty, and surprisingly he hasn't copped a penalty for that. But anyway, I've grabbed 3rd position as a result, so that's not too bad. So, you know, sometimes you just have to rely on other people punting each other off the track, and you just never know what's going to happen. As we go through a flip-flop chicane, as it was called in the World Tour. Anyway, so the Porsche is going to get in the slipstream here, so he's going to try and get by me. But the top end of this Aston is a lot better. Fair enough, V8 versus flat 6. Of course, this is going to be quicker in a straight line. I hate your guts and water. They're battling it out, hammer and tong for the lead. So, you know, an interesting battle here between a Ford Mustang and a Honda NSX. It's weird for me to call it a Honda NSX because coming from Forza, it's an Acura NSX. Same car, different badge. Anyway, I've pulled away from the Porsche, so I'll see if I can catch up to the leaders. As we see Wardo, he's going to try and have a crack at I Hate Your Guts. However, the brakes seem to be a bit better on the Mustang. However, Wardo's going to try and get the cut back in his NSX. The Porsche is still fair, you know, very close behind me, so I've just got to keep an eye out for him. So there's the penalty zone there. Now, yeah, so yeah. The whole idea was just bide my time, wait for them to make a mistake, and just see what happens. Remember, this is my first batch of FIA races. I just wanted to see what they're like, and it's, yeah, very competitive racing, and the matchmaking still works here. So it's not like you're going to be an ED driver and you're going to be racing against guys with an SS rating. That's not going to happen. As I go wide there, so the Porsche is going to make the move on me back in the 3rd position as we go into the flip-flop chicane. So here we go. That's done nicely, and yeah, so you know, everyone took the chicane cleanly. Now the track limits for the chicane there, you have to have at least 2 wheels inside the white line. So just, you know, it's basically Forza track limits there. As I get by the Porsche due to the superior top end speed, because yeah, like you look at the chicane at Nürburgring Grand Prix, you can really attack it, use all the curves, as the Porsche has given me a punt and a 5-second penalty. Yeah, that's an interesting one. So, but he ends up just easing off. He knows he's got the penalty, so he thought to himself, it's not worth fighting this. Anyway, lap 3, flip-flop chicane, and Wardo, he's taken the lead from I Hate Your Guts, but he has copped a penalty for cutting the flip-flop chicane. So interesting there. So we skip the lap 4. Wardo's going to serve his penalty of the yellow bars there. That's the penalty zone. So no matter what in the FIA races, if you've got a penalty, you have to serve it. It forces you to serve the penalty. Yeah, it's frustrating, but it's a lot better. For example, like if you're racing at Fuji, even if you're slightly offline, you can serve parts of your penalty. So it's a good addition. It was added to the end of last year's World Tour. and then it got added to the full game for everyone. So yeah, it's a welcome addition. As you can see, I'm right up behind Wardo now, so you just never know what's going to happen. And yes, he is an SS rated driver, so you know, good way. And he's cut the chicane again. More penalty for him, so he's going to have to serve the penalty again. We're about to start lap 5 as we go to the hairpin. He knows he's going to have to slow down, so he just decides to pit. It's actually, you know, a fairly smart move if you think about it, because if you're going out of the pits, you're not going to be going as fast as you would going out of the hairpin. So, you know, it may have messed up his strategy, but it's almost a plan B for him. Yeah, he's still going to slow down here, but nowhere near as much as he would as if I was going at full speed. Anyway, we're at lap 6, and the leader in the Mustang, he's going to go into the pits, so that means I'm going to take over the lead. So I did not think this was going to happen, but I thought I'd come into the pits one lap later because, you know, get on your soft tyres. You know, yeah, I'm going to be a bit slower on the worn out hards, but yep, soft tyres are a lot better than the hard tyres. You're going to be a lot faster, but in the same sense, the soft tyres wear out a lot quicker. So my plan was get on the softs later on so I can just attack and just see what happens. And that is how you do pit stops, Haas. As you can see, the left front on the hards were absolutely worn out, and I'm going to go back into 4th position. Nitro, he was hanging in there, so he's doing alright for himself. He's not far off Wardo in the same sense, penalties. But we go to lap 7, so I'm going to go into the flip-flop chicane, and I've made the same mistake Wardo has done. Yep, more than 2 wheels over the white line, and I'm going to cop a penalty as a result, 1.5 seconds worth. So, yep, it's Forza track limits there. So, that's one thing to note if you ever race at Tokyo Expressway in this layout. Anyway, Nitro and Wardo are having a fair battle here, so you know what? Having this penalty now behind a couple other cars, you know, it's a blessing in disguise having to serve the penalty now. That way, I'm not involved in any carnage that could happen. Example, lap 1, the poor bloke in the Lexus. So, yeah, we skipped to lap 9 because Wardo has gone past Nitro. Yeah, fair enough. We go into the chicane, and Wardo has cut the chicane again. I think that's the 3rd time in this race. So, if it wasn't for these penalties, he probably would have been battling it out for the lead with I Hate Your Guts, and maybe I would have been a chance for the lead as well, because as you can see on the map, I Hate Your Guts in the Mustang, well, he has bolted. So here we go, right up behind Nitro in the Lamborghini Huracan. He's gone a bit wide here. So, yep, he's definitely holding me up, so just got to be mindful of this. So, here we go. We go into this last right-hander before the short straightaway. So, you know what, I've got soft tyres on. I'm going to try and just get by him. And I'm just going to, you know what, I'm just going to send it like Ricardo would in a Red Bull. So, here we go, sending it just like that. Slight tap on the wall, doesn't hurt me that much, no penalty. And as you can see, Nitro's still in for a shot here, whereas Wardo in his Honda NSX, he's going to have to serve his penalty. So, it's going to be on here. So, you know what? We go to this really quick section. He's lost all of his momentum because he's lost all of his speed. So, I'm right in there for a chance for 2nd place. So, here we go. Into that tunnel. As we go out, I'm right up with Wardo now. So, here we go. I'm going to try and make the move around the outside, and yep, I've made the move on around the outside. Not bad at all. No contact either. That's a very, very good move. Flip-flop chicane. Do I get it right this time? Yes, I do. So no worries there. So all I have to do now is just hold him off for the next lap. So I surprised myself here. Yeah. If I wasn't going out with some mates, then I definitely would have done more races on Saturday night, but what can you do? I'll definitely be doing the FIA races on Wednesday, so yeah, I'll do a bit of practice for that for sure, and I'll probably do all the races, even if it means staying up very late. Anyway, so lap 11, I haven't taken these corners that well because the NSX, he is right behind me, as you can see, so I'm going to take the defensive line into the hairpin, try not to block him too much. So here we go, braking between 150 and the 100, try and get that defense going, and that's very well defended, to be honest. He didn't really have the apex for the hairpin at all, so that's helped me a lot there. So you just never know. However, Wardo in his NSX, he's got the straight line, he's got the slipstream, so he's still in this. And as you can see, look at my tyre wear. Now I will be getting a wheel shortly, so hopefully, you know, my tyre wear will be a lot better, so watch out for that. Anyway, we're about to get to this oh, what would you call it, like a ramp. We're about to go up the ramp, and I'm, you know, the tyres are just, you know, they're just going off, and I'd hit the wall, and there was a bit of a tap there between me and the NSX. However, I'm still in second place, and that, I did not believe that was going to happen. I didn't think I was going to finish second in an FIA race. I thought I was going to be right up the back of the grid, but just a little bit of practice, it definitely helps. And doing more practice is going to help as well for Wednesday night. Yeah, second place. Didn't think it was going to happen. We'll just have to wait and see if Group 4 appears again on a track more suited to the advantage. But there you have it. Happy days. So if you like the video, smash the thumbs up button, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and if you want to see more, subscribe and tap the notification icon. Anyway, this is Jeff here, and happy racing. Cheers.